Now, most of you, I'm sure, is aware that this situation here is when Abraham and Sarah was unable to conceive and bring forth a child, and Sarah told Abraham to go into her handmaid Hagar and conceive a child in order for his line to continue on. And Abraham did so, and this child that came from the union between Abraham and Hagar was a child named Ishmael. Now, after Ishmael was born, Sarah despised what she had done, and she had run Hagar out from their campsite, home site, whatever you want to call it. And it was at this point in time that God come unto Hagar and spoke these words to her. So God had promised Hagar that her son Ishmael and his descendants would become a mighty nation, and that they would become a fearful nation, that they would be going against other countries, and other countries would go against them. So God had made these promises to Hagar, and it is said God's promises has to be kept. Now let's read the next promise that God made, and this was to Abraham, Genesis 17, and we'll start with 19. And God said, Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac. And I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him. And as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him, and will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation. But my covenant will I establish with Isaac, which Sarah shall bear unto thee at this set time in the next year. So we see here that God also told Abraham that he would give blessings to Isaac. And of course we know that Isaac would later become the father of Israel. But he made this promise also to Abraham pertaining to Ishmael, and told that he would be the father of 12 nations. Now, when it said that Ishmael would be a very fighting man, if I want to use those words, it didn't mean Ishmael himself, but it meant Ishmael and his descendants would all be in that category. Now, from the best I can study and understand, and most of you are probably well aware of this, Ishmael is the father of the Muslim countries. There is 12 Muslim nations, just like God told Abraham they would be. Now, when God told Hagar that Ishmael would be a fearful person, and that he would rise in power, meant that some point in time that one of the descendants of Ishmael would be a man of much power. A power more than most of us really understand or try to understand. And all through time, if you study the Bible and the things that goes on through there, you will find that there has been some people from the line of Ishmael that were mighty men, fearful men, things of this nature, but they were not what God indicated here. We know that through time there has been other great leaders that, I should say, great Muslim leaders that have had a lot of power. They've been very destructive. They basically have met all of the things that God spoke of there. But yet, for years, I have felt that this promise has not been fulfilled the way God indicated in these verses. Now, I believe that we have a situation today where these promises could very well be fulfilled. As you well know, our President-elect had pretty well stated that he was Muslim because he didn't want to do anything to offend his brothers. He has made several different statements pertaining to him, and how that he would sometime stand in a Muslim capital and make a speech. So this man could very well be the last of the line that God was referring to with Hagar and Abraham.